Right. Today we're going to be making scones. Okay, we're going to be making a sweet scones. You've got the option of doing savory if you choose to, but I know that most of you won't want to do a savory scones. The difference with the savory scones would be adding cheese and mustard. That would be the only difference to that, and removing the dried fruits I'm going to be using and the sugar. Okay, so scones, we tend to have scones with maybe a cup of tea, don't have to, or any drink, hot drink or cold drink. Okay, so I've got 200 grams of self-raising flour. They will rise a bit. So self-raising flour, pay attention to the type of flour that I'm using, self-raising. I've got 50 grams of sugar, so they won't be overly sweet. Okay, so I'm going to add that. I'm going to add all my dried ingredients. Not all of them, except my fruit and my chocolate for now. So 50 grams of caster sugar. I've got a quarter teaspoon of salt, not a lot. So I'm going to mix these in so they're evenly distributed before I add anything else. Then I've got my butter, which is only 50 grams as well. And it's nice and cold. I'm going to break this up first of all, and then I'm going to rub it in. Similar to what you did for your short crust pastry, but it's not a pastry that we're making. Okay? The amount of fat is significantly less. Okay, so 50 grams of butter, and I'm rubbing this in. Same principle, or the same method you use for short crust pastry. So I'm rubbing the butter in until it's evenly distributed. So I should not have any big blocks of butter at the end. Okay. It should slightly look resemble breadcrumbs, but it won't be that obvious because the amount of butter is less. Okay, when compared to doing pastry. Well, the main thing is that we don't have any big blocks of butter. It's blended in equally. So on the fingertips, similar to what you did in the last practical. So no one should struggle to do this. I'm happy with that. Can you see? Yeah. So can you see any big blocks of butter? No. Okay. Right, I'm going to go on to the next step, which is to add my raisins. Or if you choose any type of dried fruits, it doesn't have to be raisins, but I've got raisins. So that's 50 grams. Just adding that to it. And I've got another ingredient that is not a part of the recipe, but I'm adding it because I'm sure that people are going to ask anyway if they can add. So on this occasion, I'll allow you to add a bit of chocolate. Okay, and that is milk chocolate. You may choose to go for dark chocolate or white chocolate. Just add that in, and I mix these together. Okay, make a well in the middle. And I've got 50 milliliters of milk in this measuring jug. Remember, when measuring your milk, to ensure that it is accurate, okay, by keeping it on a flat surface, eye level, okay, to ensure that it's accurate. Then I've got an egg. I'm going to add this to my milk. I'm going to whisk and ensure that it is mixed properly. Put the pot down. Close it. Okay, attention. Okay. Happy with that. I'll be using that again. So I've got a well in the middle. And I'm going to be adding my ingredients, more or less half of it for now, and see how it responds. Depending on the size of the egg, you may not need to use all of the liquid. So we won't go and dunk all of it in, okay? So I'm adding it gradually. I may leave some at the end, may not need all of it. So I won't be kneading, I'm just pressing all the ingredients together to ensure that I get it slightly sticky dough. A ball. Okay. Need a bit still, it's not coming together. But I'm still trying to be careful with the liquid. Just using one hand to do that. Realize I'm using this hand to support the bowl. Almost there. My bits of chocolate falling out and the raisins from the dough itself. Happy with that, okay? My surface has been clean, so I cleaned up before. Ensure that your surface is clean because you will need to finish off on your surface. I'm going to add a bit of flour to the surface in a minute. Right, I don't need this anymore. I don't need this anymore either. Right, so I need to ensure that I've got a bit of table flour. Okay. I'm going to add quite a bit because it's important I'm able to lift it off the surface. I'll put some to the side there just in case I need it again. And I'm adding a bit on my dough as well because it's slightly sticky. I've got a grease tray, okay, so it's already greased. I will need to use my pastry cutter, okay. I'm going to flatten, use the palm of my hands to flatten the dough. How many of us are familiar with scones? No, yeah, 6-pack, yeah? Tend to be sold in 6-pack, packs of 6, so they are quite thick, okay. We also need to take into consideration that they're going to rise, so we don't need to make them too thick. So I'm going to go for maybe ½ an inch, okay? This bit of my finger, you know where the line of the finger is? So half of that bit. Or you can see the thickness I've got here, okay? I won't make it any flatter than that. You don't need any rolling pin, just need the palm of your hands. Okay, happy with that. I'm going to cut. So I'll try to get as many as possible, and I'm not cutting from the middle, okay? From the ends inwards, just ensure that I get enough, as many as possible in my first attempt, and then I'm going to put the rest of the dough together to get additional ones. You know what, I need this. I did something wrong, my egg wash. So I needed to keep that egg wash that I chucked down the drain, the milk and the egg. Why do I need that? Anyone has any idea? Yeah?
To make it
to glaze my scones, to help with the appearance. So I totally forgot that. Gonna need a little bit to do that at the end. Right, so I've got my extra dough left over. Do I need to put that in the bin? No. I'm just gonna put that together again and then try to get a few more. Abdi, close the book please. And focus. triangle, oblong shape to get 2 from that bit. Long, and then try and get 2 from that. And if there's any little one left over, then I can always make one. Try to get them roughly the same thickness as those. Should be able to get 2 from this. Thank you. Another one. Stop talking. I can hear someone talking. Stop talking, please. And then I've got this extra bit. Okay, just gonna roll that one. Okay, and just flatten. Okay, I'm not gonna make it thinner than that because otherwise it's gonna burn. So roughly the same thickness of the other ones, but slightly smaller. So I'm gonna put it in the middle. Okay, because it's gonna cook a bit quicker than the others. Yeah. That's that bit. Okay, I know I've got a messy surface there now, but I'll clean it in a minute. I've got my egg wash here. Just a mixture of milk and egg. Okay, try not to make the same mistake that I did just now. So you'll be left with a small bit of liquid. Keep that for brushing or glazing your scones. Okay, and that helps with the appearance of the scones. Okay. Allow it to go golden and have a shiny effect at the end. And I'm not putting too much, a small bit on top. Okay. Oh, I made a mess there. I'm a bit clumsy today. Okay, one thing I did not mention to you about the oven temperature. So my oven has been preheated. So you need to cook them at gas mark 7 or 200 degree. Okay. So please remember to preheat your oven. Gas mark 7 or 200. Okay, so they are done. Okay, keep that. And they're going to be baked for 20 minutes.